Here are two stories on female genital mutilation in Ivory Coast or Cote d'Ivoire. The first one. What is women's right? Do you believe it evolved? Do you consider yourself as a feminist?
Women's rights are the right we deserve. This can be equal pay or to end body shaming, basically being respected as a woman. I do believe I am a feminist, to a certain extent. I do believe in women's rights, but I think feminists sometimes push it, Jerry. I understand the concept, but there are limitations to how far a woman can be equal to a man. This said, I do think women must have equal pay as men.
That's an interesting perspective. Are you happy being a woman? Do you have any limitation?
I'm satisfied being a woman. Sometimes, because it is difficult being a woman, you have the stereotype a woman needs to act like and be like. There is a pressure from society, especially African society, to be perfect, which is not as intense as for boys. If you fail raising your children, you have failed as a woman. But I would say overall, I am glad I was born a woman. It has its perks.
Do you know what is female genital mutilation? If so, how do you view it?
In some tradition, rite of passage, they call it in my village. You are not viewed as a woman if you do not go through it. No man will marry you because you are unclean. I am neither against nor for it. I believe if a girl wants to go through it, then okay. But I don't think she should be forced.
Oh, that's interesting. Have you gone through it personally? Can you expand on it?
Personally, I not go through it. It was forced by my uncle at the age of 12. The day after I first bled, that is my menstruation. I was beaten down by them for being a disobedient child because I didn't want to participate in it. In the end, I was made the laughing stock of my community for 1 week and 3 days when my mother one night told me that the ceremony would happen on Saturday. And I had to run away because this is not the life she wanted for me. She bought me a one-way ticket to Abidjan, the capital, where I stayed with my aunt. I can never go back to the village because I have brought shame to my parents. This happened 18 years ago. I was able to take my mother out of this place. I understand where my uncles were coming from, but this wasn't the life I wanted for myself.
Wow, what an interesting story. It's very inspiring. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer this question.
You're welcome.